your broken mother, and I live in. Good evening, Mr. Mooney and Board of Education members. Thank you for allowing me this time to voice my concerns. First, I want to point out that I never consented to my child wearing a medical device. The medical device I am referring to is a mask. There was never a notice sent out to parents stating that my child must wear a mask, nor did I sign anything from the school. The liability factor comes into play here. If my child were to suffer an injury due to wearing a mask while in school, will the school be responsible for those medical costs? Additionally, I would like to know if you are receiving additional funding if you do make masking a requirement in your June 24th submittal to the state. As a parent, I have witnessed both my children fall into deep depression during the lockdown, to the point where I thought I was going to lose my son. My 16-year-old son was suicide. He was going into a downward spiral. What used to be an A student and even received awards for high honor roll was now failing 4 classes and having difficulty with getting any assignment done. I felt powerless because there is no handbook out there that guides you how to deal with your children during a lockdown and masks. Thankfully, I was able to get him help, but he's still not the same child prior to COVID. My daughter, who goes to after school, who is 13 years old, suffers from social anxiety prior to COVID, but now she hides behind her mask, which now has worsened her social anxiety. We are torturing our children, but not following the science. In New Jersey alone, 0.03% of deaths are in the 0 to 17 age range, which amounts to 7 deaths, according to the data from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And I also have a chart if you want it, because I have facts to back it up. And of those 7, 3 were of school age. So 3 deaths in all of New Jersey. When a child gets COVID, it does not automatically mean a death sentence based on the stats that I just provided. In a pandemic, we look at deaths, not cases. You can clearly see that children attribute a very small percentage of deaths. So why are we even considering masking our children? They should be unmasked now. I'm sure some of you are working in school have lifted their mandates, as Mr. Adam White has stated. The remainder of the year, whether they are air-conditioned or not, one nearby school that has lifted their mask requirement is Kinnelon School District. So a school district that is nearby, they have air conditioning. And you don't see cops swarming the schools, swarming that school and closing it down. It is still open. The officials are not being arrested because they lifted the mask mandate. But I've been told that schools with and without air conditioning are allowed to remove the mask. So does COVID not attack in non-air conditioned environments? Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? Another example, Mansfield School District made masks optional for next year. They've already given their plan out. And I do have that, and I sent it to Mr. Mooney, their plan. Why did they make masks optional and not want it in school? I'm being told that Mr. Mooney is following the order. It appears, based on the 2 schools I mentioned, and several other schools in the state, that the mask policy is the discretion of the school. Mr. Mooney stated in an email that he predicts the mask policy will change, but then states that August 23rd is when the final opening plan will be submitted, which doesn't allow parents sufficient enough time to plan for another route, such as homeschooling. In closing, I urge you to consider your stance on the masking policy. I am not even urging you to completely remove it, but make it optional. We as parents have a right to make our own choices for our children. So please stop pushing the buck around and stand up for the parents and the children. I ask that you reach into your hearts and see how masking has negatively impacted children, as stated by Steve over there. We need to do what is right for our children. So I ask you make these masks optional in the June 24th proposal that you are going to submit for government. I thank you for your